I wanted to speak about a subject that many women experience, whether it's you or someone you know, and that is the experience that the hurt that we experience from other women. And I just want to share for women who have gone through this, what the hurt that you're feeling is valid. You're not too sensitive. You're not making a mountain out of a molehill. A lot of times women who honor their femininity, they're not comfortable suppressing that sort of emotion. And you shouldn't, because a strong feminine woman values being vulnerable, and there's strength in that. Like, it is not easy to be wounded, and for other people to see that, because you're in a state of like, you feel naked, you have to humble yourself because it can be sort of embarrassing. I wanted to share the three subtle ways that women hurt other women, and so let's get into it. So one way that women hurt other women is by diminishing another sister's value. This can be extremely hurtful because you can have a sister who is striving and developing and honing in on her craft. She may have a gift to, for example, to be a great communicator, but let's say through life experience, she didn't develop it. You may have another sister that see that lack of development and may, like say like, oh, I'm way better at that than her. Why is she trying to go out there and speak to people and do this and do that? She's not even good at it. That's an example of something that is very, very hurtful, because instead of seeing the value and the potential in that woman and what she's supposed to be, instead of looking at that and be like, yeah, you go, sis. You looking and you don't see any value in her because you're watching her process. Very, very hurtful. Very, very hurtful. Second way is projection. And I'm going to give a definition. So projection is attributing one's own often negative feelings or insecurities onto another. So let's say, for example, you have a sister who is struggling with self-absorption. Let's say she is speaking to a friend who is overwhelmed, stressed, and she knows her friend is overwhelmed and stressed. So she asks her friend, like, can you help me apartment shop? And let's say this friend has been stressed. She starts expressing like, well, this is what I've been going through. I just really can't. I'm on the verge of breaking down. I just really got to do some self-healing. I got to take some baths. I'm looking forward to going to the spa. And she's talking about all these things that she's going to be doing to recuperate and to, regain her strength and energy. And let's say the sister who is self-absorbed, she takes that as like, oh, she's super self-absorbed. And she may project that onto the other sister when really that other sister is actually stating a boundary, and she's honoring and caring for like what she needs. Like, she's taking care of herself, which is healthy. So she's not being self-absorbed, but she's sharing with that sister, like, she's making her boundary clear, and she obviously respects herself and cares about herself. So that sister who is self-absorbed may take it like, okay, she's self-absorbed, and so she's projecting onto that other sister something that she actually has an issue with. And that could be so damaging because you're labeling a person as something that they are not. Very, very hurtful, very, very damaging. Third subtle way is assumption. A lot of times assumptions come from low social awareness. And social awareness is connected to an aspect of emotional intelligence when you're socially aware. When you have low social intelligence, you assume things about people instead of like getting clarity and asking them. So this is very damaging, harmful, because you're misreading that. You could either be misreading that person's intentions, or you can be assigning emotions to them that are not real and accurate. So those are the three subtle ways that women hurt other women. And a lot of times these ways that we hurt other women stems from jealousy, our own insecurities, the relationships or the unhealthy relationships that we have with our mothers and other female relatives, and situations and experiences we had with other women growing up. Hurt people. So a lot of times the women who are inflicting hurt on other women, they are hurt themselves. If you've been a sister who has been affected by this, how were you able to deal with this? Share your experience. If you know someone who's been through it and you maybe had to help them through, share that. I would love to hear you all's experience with this. Peace.